Hello?
Hey, so you know I'm coming over for a bake?
Yeah?
I was just wondering, is there anything you're really liking at the moment?
I mean, I love ginger nuts and I
Okay.
love chocolate.
Classic combo, classic combo. Okay, I will show you what I'm thinking when I come over.
Can't wait.
Here she is! Good to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Wow, look at this. Orange oven gloves. Look at the light. Amazing.
I know it says love on it. It reminds me a bit of Love Island.
It is. Bit flamingo. We'll have the bottle in a minute. We are seated in a bevy of orange. You don't know yet what we're going to be making.
I've not a clue.
But you let me know, favourite biscuit is the great ginger nut. Is that just because the packaging is orange, or is that purely coincidental?
I feel like maybe the reason I love orange, genuinely, is because I associate so much joy with ginger nuts from my childhood.
They are a really good biscuit.
And it's so orange.
Yeah, I did a little bit of a sort
Oh my
of
god.
using some of your like. I came across you from Next to Me, which was on the In Gold EP. And then obviously I've been loving your recent one, Baby and Loud. So I was sort of like mixing up the different sort of lyrics and music in general. So we're going to be making sandwich ginger nut biscuits. So making like a sort of chocolate ganache, but it's also going to have nuts in it. So ginger nuts. And then, do you like a Ferrero Rocher?
I love a Ferrero.
So this is going to be like a ginger nut Ferrero Rocher.
And that's gold.
And that's gold, exactly. We need 100 grams. Do you want to put 100 grams in?
Oh, I would love.
I'll let you do the honours. Can I ask, do you know what the UK #1 was when you were born? This is a question I love asking everyone.
You did not prep me for any of these.
62. She wasn't born in 1962. She's been using a very good moisturiser. Cut that.
I'm gonna just do a guess, right?
Yeah, okay.
Sugar Babes.
No, it's a good one.
Is it one that I'll know?
Well, it's a version of a very well-known one. Perfect Day, Lou Reed, obviously.
Lou Reed.
But yeah, you were 4 days. You could have been All Saints Never Ever. Yeah.
No way.
I know, which made me feel very old.
That
when I
makes
found
me
out.
feel old though.
Anyway, you are now gonna melt the butter in a pan. Oh, look at that. Good butter. Good butter melting.
What's that accent? Good butter.
I don't know, good butter. So now we're gonna melt the chocolate in. We've got 100 grams of milk
Okay.
and 100 grams of dark. You could just use pure dark or pure milk. There we go. And the heat from the butter will melt the chocolate. Do you remember the first single you bought?
Oh my god. I think it was Milkshake. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Damn right.
We all love a
It's better
milkshake.
than- As in like the food or the booty shake?
Both. At the same time.
Let's just clarify that. That is looking beautiful now. We've got
Looks
a silky
amazing.
smooth pool of chocolate. So now I'm just going to add in a tablespoon of the ginger syrup. This is just to obviously add extra ginger flavour.
It smells so good. It smells like Christmas
Christmas time, isn't it? We're doing ginger biscuits here, but if you weren't a fan of ginger biscuits, obviously go and give a good hard look at yourself. But you could choose any other biscuit and not add obviously ginger syrup. You could add golden syrup, maple syrup, honey, but ginger it's just a winning combo with chocolate, I think. So that is all melted, and now we're gonna blitz up the biscuits and some of the peanuts. The recipe needs 100 grams of salted peanuts and 100 grams of honey roasted peanuts, but we're going to be using half of them to decorate the chocolate. We'll put those in there. We've just blitzed up the biscuits and the peanuts, so you've got like a sort of fine crumb. Do you know what? This would make a really good cheesecake base as well, because I think ginger nuts are the best in like a cheesecake or a banoffee pie base, but if you wanted to, you could add some peanuts in as well. We're just gonna mix the biscuits and the peanuts. So it's sort of like a chocolate ganache with a bit of sort of like texture and bite, and because of the peanuts, you've also got like a salty kick. So do you wanna mix that all in? To be honest, it's so good just like this. You could even have it like over ice cream. It is a versatile chocolate mix. How about the first gig you went to?
McFly was the first gig I went to. It's all about you. I think that was my first gig. And then I went to Leonard Cohen. I went all the way to Amsterdam when I was like 14.
Did you?
Just to see Leonard Cohen. Yeah, and he was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And is there any particular Leonard Cohen track?
Oh my God, I mean, Suzanne, Famous Blue Raincoat, all of them. His poetry is just incredible. It's amazing, like I find that I usually relate more to women, but with him, like his lyrics, I relate so much. It's like he's like talking to me or from me, and I'm like, how do you know? I'm a girl, you're a man.
I think what you're sort of like listening to when you're growing up and stuff, it's like for me it was like the Beatles, Simon and Garfunkel, and they just feel like part of, you know.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. No, for me it was like, I mean, Tapestry, Carole King, I literally grew up on that album.
So we have now got
Yum.
a chocolate mix here. You want to let that cool down a little bit, just so it's a bit more of a spreadable consistency. While the chocolate is just chilling slightly in the fridge, we are going to chop up the remaining peanuts to surround the chocolates and the biscuits. So 50 grams of the honey roast one, so a mix. Do you want to tot it up to 100? Do you remember what the first album you owned was?
The first album I owned was Breakfast in America, Supertramp. And I had it on vinyl and I was obsessed with it. And I disciplined myself because I rinse things, and I disciplined myself to only listen to it when I was listening to the vinyl, so I didn't like buy it on
Any other time?
Yeah. And it was, I'm still obsessed with it.
So you can again do this in a blitzer, but the good thing about doing it just more roughly with a knife is that you get less of a powdery sort of crunch. Just because some of the powder comes off on the peanuts, we're just gonna sieve off that mixture into the bowl. What have you got coming up this year?
I'm making a project at the moment which I'm really excited about. I'm kind of going back to my roots a bit like the In Gold EP. I've been working with this guy called Owen Cutts, and he's amazing, and we had this idea to basically have me, a piano, a guitar, and then horns, so like a trombone and trumpet.
Yeah.
And so we've just been finishing that off recently, and it's been really fun, like being more involved in the production side of it. Like I was kind of like arranging all the horn parts and playing all the instruments, and like it's kind of nice going back to basics a bit in that way.
Yeah.
So I'm quite excited.
The art of it all.
Yeah,
and stuff. Amazing. I'm going to put those in there. So they're the peanuts all broken up there, and then in here is just like a fine peanut dust. It's cooled down a bit, and we actually, when we're sandwiching the chocolate biscuits, we want it still quite spreadable, whereas we want it to firm up a little bit more for the chocolates. So just take a ginger nut biscuit and then splodge it on, and then take another one and sandwich it together and give it a little bit of a squish so the filling oozes out a little bit. Simple. Oh, that's all we do.
So
and then we're going to
delicious.
give them a bit of a melted chocolate decoration at the end, but this is just to get a chocolate filling. So what's your writing process like? How's it?
So musically and lyrically, I do them both at the same time. I'll basically sit down with my guitar or something, and I'll just put my voice memos on, and I'll just start playing and singing for like an hour, and then usually by the end of the hour I've kind of got the song. Often something will happen, like someone will piss me off, or someone will make me happy, or I'll see something on the street, and then I'll feel really inspired and I won't know why, and then I'll sit down and I'll start playing and singing, and then by the end of like a few hours I'll be like, oh, this is how I felt about this.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, I'm actually really pissed off with this girl. And I didn't realise.
It's like it's almost a form of communication and
Totally,
language,
and like processing really. Instead of like writing in a diary, I'll just sit down at the piano and sing, and all this stuff will come out that I didn't even know I was feeling. Yeah. It's so often things that I could never say or think to say, like I'll sing in my songs, and it's a real release for me, and then I feel like people listening to it are kind of like, oh, that's like, I feel that way too.
Said that exactly how I felt. So we've sandwiched up the ginger nut biscuits and we're just going to put the mixture in the fridge to firm up for the chocolates. So
I'm going to play you a little song to walk to the fridge
soundtrack.
to. Yeah.
Which soundtrack? What's coming?
Okay.
And then seamlessly go into baby.
Seamlessly, baby, love to call you baby, baby, oh baby, I love to call you baby, say I don't mind if we're sitting on this sofa for the rest of our life. We crossed every line, and I'll tell you all your feelings, and you'll tell me mine. Tell me what you need. Something about you, something about me. I'll be your Bible if you don't believe. Something about losing you don't sit right with me, 'cause you're my baby. Oh, you're my baby, and I love to call you baby. Yeah.
It's like the live lounge. I love
like
hearing
the
it
live
like
lounge.
that. We've got the chocolate out the fridge, which to be honest is just good eaten like this, but we're going to make them look like ginger nut Ferrero Rochers. Just mould it like that, and then we're going to make a mixture of both ginger nut clustered covered ones, and then we're also going to use the peanut dust. So do you want to do one in the peanut dust? How did you get started?
Growing up, there was a piano in our house, and so from the age of about 6, I was just writing songs on the piano. I think for me, like, songwriting just came so naturally. It's almost like it was never really a choice to do it. I just kind of have been doing it. And then,
When you think not having it.
Yeah. And then I was supporting a friend of mine, so I played before him. Someone in the audience was an A&R or a manager or something. And then the next day he emailed me and said, "Can you send me a demo?" And I literally did not know what a demo was. So I got my voice memo and recorded a song called Temptation, which was actually the first song I ended up releasing, which is on the Gold EP. And the next day I had about 40 emails from like labels and managers and lawyers, and it was just, I was so overwhelmed. I was like this 18-year-old living on my own, just being like, what has just happened?
I've just put some chocolate broken up in a piping bag here, and we're just going to plunge that into a mug that's got boiling water in, and the chocolate just melts in the bag, and then you snip off the end, and then we can pipe these biscuits and some of the peanut covered chocolates as well. Do slightly Pollock-esque piping, and then over the chocolates, and then with some of the other, just cluster a few on like so. And even actually these ones, you can put more of a whole nut. Voila! And then if you really want to go to town, you can add a little bit more of the gold dust just over the ginger nuts. Fully gold.
So beautiful.
Fully gold.
Is it
in
edible
gold.
glitter?
All edible, yeah. Gold on my lips, gold
in my tummy.
and on my kiss. So there you go. So I'm going to hand this over to you now. And then while you're doing that, obviously it's to make them look a little bit like that much loved nutty chocolate. So I've got in here some just little mini brown cupcake cases, and then we're gonna, with some gold foil, so never chuck away your chocolate wrapper foil, and then take one of these, just wrap it up in the foil, place it in here so you can see what it's looking like, and then I just got some little stickers here, and I just wrote gold ginger nuts on, and then they can go on top like that. I mean, that's if you really want to get that.
I love it.
So, but equally, you can just eat them as they are. If you could give these to, I don't know, another artist or pass the baking playlist baton on, who would you be like?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. I mean, that would be amazing. She does like baking though.
I'm a bit nervous right now.
Honestly, just don't think about it. The messier the better, so here we go. Have you got any standout Taylor tracks?
I like Cardigan.
Yeah.
I really like Exile.
Did you see the cardigan she did as like merchandise that she was wearing in the video?
No.
Yeah, it's like a sort of cable knit and then it had like a star, I think, on the elbow.
Really?
Yeah. Full on Swiftie style. They're amazing. They're better than mine. Ginger nuts.
Oh my god, this is actually the funnest thing I've done in like a year, I think.
It's like arts and crafts in the kitchen.
Oh my god.
With a soundtrack. So what do you want to start with? The ginger nut sandwich cookies, unfoiled chocolates, or the really posh ones on the
Let's
cake
have
stand?
the cookie, let's have a cookie.
I think the biscuit. I mean, it's a chunky.
That is unreal. You have to try.
Yeah. See us if they're better than the first lot. We're going to have
And they're like not too sweet. That's what I love most about it. 10 out of 10.
ginger and chocolate. I'm going to go for one of those peanut dust. Don't you get even more of a chocolate salty chip?
So much better than the Ferrero Rocher. Well, I'll say that.
We just
This
have.
is so good.
You could just decorate a cheesecake or a cake with these, or
That is
make your very own jar. Well, you've inspired them. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
being
so
involved,
much.
and good luck with everything coming up this year. Go follow Delilah, and also like and subscribe baking playlist, and you'll find all the visual recipes, and hopefully Taylor Swift will be on the next episode. No, I shouldn't have ended it.
That was like a smoulder.